What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video has finally come. My World 15 of the year. Choosing the best players in my opinion that have really stood out throughout the year. To be honest, this has been one of the toughest teams that I've had to pick because there's so much talent from around the world, but there's obviously two main teams that stood out this year that majority picks could come from. But there's also been the odd players that have really shone out from, like Wales, England, South Africa, New Zealand, Argentina, Australia, blah blah blah. And unfortunately you can't always pick all of these players, which makes it the tough part. But I think I've chosen a fair team. Obviously we will have our disagreements. You guys will have your thoughts on players. Some of you might agree with me, but I've done a few things different in this squad, putting one or two players out of position. But other than that, it's a fairly straightforward squad, which has players that I believe have shone and stood out throughout this year. And once again, just quickly, it's been an incredible year of rugby. Watching Ireland really take over the world, watching New Zealand continue to show strength in everything that they do. Yes, they lost games, but they were still brilliant. South Africa coming on the mend. England having an appalling start to 2018, but then coming up in the end. Wales continuing some great form, which has been special to see. Argentina also redeeming themselves from not the greatest of starts. With their new coach, he's really changed them and they're looking good. Scotland continuing to be a dark horse, and so many other rugby nations like Fiji shining, and so many other countries. It's just been a pleasurable year, and it makes me so excited to see what we have in store for us in 2019. I've said it before, I've said it in previous videos, it's going to be one of the best years of rugby, and I cannot wait to get it started. But let's get to my team of the year, starting with number one. Number one, we kick off with King Carl, the man with the biggest moustache in World Rugby. He's really had a great year for New Zealand, shone in all aspects of the game. Maybe didn't have the strongest of November internationals, but for me in the Rugby Championship, he really stood out and had a great performance for New Zealand and really put his hand up for selection for the 2019 Rugby World Cup. What I like about him is his story. He was a security guard, had a passion for sport, for rugby, and he came in, got his dream to play for the All Blacks, and it's a special story, and he's a fantastic rugby player, and for me deserves his position. Obviously there's some other great people like Stephen Kitsoff, the Beast, Owens and all that stuff, but for me I'm choosing King Carl. I thought he was brilliant this year and deserves a position in my squad. Number two is a no-brainer. If you know me well, I had to go with my Oki from South Africa, Malcolm Marx. He's really had one great year for the Springboks. He's helped us in tough times, he's helped us in strong times. He's really shone, he stood out. He was the nominee for World Player of the Year. Again, also didn't have the greatest November internationals, costing us against England, but for me in the Rugby Championship he was standout against the All Blacks in Australia, especially the All Blacks. He shone in all aspects. He was strong, he was determined, he was passionate, he was a force to be reckoned with. He's one of the best hookers in the world for a reason, and I'm proud of what he's achieved, and not only just for Springboks, for the Lions he did extremely well, and also he didn't play all the games for the Springboks this year, and the fact that he made such a mark for South Africa is so important, and for me it's a no-brainer picking Malcolm Marx as my hooker. Another no-brainer, number three, if you again know me well, Ty Furlong. I think majority of people selecting their World 15 team would agree with me on this one. He is one of the world's best number threes. He has shone in every aspect of the game, not only for Ireland, for his provincial team. He's just stood up, man. He's a machine. His strength, even his pace, his scrumming, his tackling, the defence, which has been a key in the success of Ireland, and not only with what he's done, but what Ireland's achieved with this man at number three has just truly been remarkable. He's gone from strength to strength, and for me just keeps getting better. and he shines under pressure. He shines when when Ireland are playing strong rugby nations like the All Blacks, and I really am impressed with what I've seen, and he's got such a future ahead of him, especially next year's World Cup and Six Nations. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Ty Furlong is my number 3. 4, another champion of a player from the All Blacks, Brodie Retallick. An absolutely outstanding player, one of the All Blacks' best players in World Rugby today. He's quick. I mean, the try of the year, in my opinion, for me, what he achieved. He got the try of the year. He's just quick. He's a tackler. He's a defender. He's brilliant in the lineouts. He's a strong player. I mean, out of all his career, he just keeps getting better and better. Yes, he had a fumble against Ireland, but man, this guy is just a total force. He is frightening to look at, frightening to watch, frightening, I'm sure, to play against, because he's just so blinking good. All-round rugby player for a number 4. He is a true genius of the game, and I really, really hope that there are no issues next year in 2019, so he can stick with the All Blacks and take them to another level in World Rugby. I mean, with his playing capacity, he can do it. I mean, Brodie Retallick is a true gem in World Rugby, and one of the best in the world, and he's my definite number 4. Number 5, I've gone with the Welshman, Alan Jones. What a fantastic player. He was one of the captains in the game. He was a true fantastic force in the November internationals. I know I got a lot of flack for not putting him in my squad, but he's really a great player. He shows so much commitment to the team, so much passion. Lineouts are good, scrumming's good, defence is good, attack is good. He's really a gem in the Welsh squad, sorry. And he's just going from strength to strength, and I think 2019 is going to be an important year for this man, and he's going to definitely help take Wales to the next level. Welsh rugby is continuing to improve, continuing to show strength, and just is growing and developing under Warren Gatland, and I think Jones is going to be such a key player for the Welsh team as they go on to Six Nations as well as the Rugby World Cup. So he is my number 5. Number 6, no-brainer, is Peter O'Mahony. This guy was truly remarkable for Ireland this whole year. He was one of the standout players, one of the top players. I mean, November internationals alone was truly amazing what he could do. His saving tackles, his saving moves, the way he just attacks the ball, the way his defence is just truly remarkable. He goes from strength to strength, and he's been a standout player for Ireland, and I really think he's got such a future in store for him as Ireland just continue to grow and develop. Next year is such an important year for World Rugby, and to have a player like that is truly remarkable, and must give Joe Schmidt so much confidence going into the new year of 2019 with talent like that. I think it's just outstanding what he can do, what he can offer to the team, and as Ireland move forward, he's going to be such a force, and all opponents are going to have to watch out for him. Peter is just truly outstanding, my top player, truly remarkable. I've gone with David Pocock. Obviously, a lot of people would have gone with different players in this position, but the reason why I'm going with David is because the Wallabies have had a real poor year, actually a poor 2 years. This guy came from not playing rugby for 12 months. He came back into the Australian jersey and played his absolute heart out. He went from strength to strength and just stayed put, stayed confident, stayed motivated, tried his damnedest to get some points for Australia, to get them moving forward, and for me was one of the standout players. Obviously there's Falau and Beale in them, but for me, David Pocock, true leadership. I know he wasn't captain, but his leadership within the game, his experience within the game, the way he plays the game of rugby is truly amazing. And for me, I had to put David in as I look at what he's achieved with a very weak Australian squad, and for that I give him respect and credit, and he is in my squad as number 7. Kieran Reid, and number 8 is well, Kieran Reid is also my captain for my World 15. Kieran Reid, there's so much one could say about him. His leadership skills, his playing skills, the quality of the man. I know he's been getting a lot of flack in the media with the All Blacks obviously losing to Ireland and South Africa this year, but he's a true gem of a player. Whether you like him or not, I think you're crazy if you don't rate this guy. I think he's remarkable in what he does, and not only his sportsmanship after a game, win or lose, but the way he just controls his team on the field, keeps him calm, keeps him motivated. And again, and I mentioned this in this morning's video about the All Blacks, when the All Blacks look panicked and look down, he gets him into the right place and calms him down, and it just allows the All Blacks to come back in the second half and totally demolish their opponents. And you've got to be a good leader in order to be able to do that, obviously with your players and your coach, management staff. But for me, Kieran Reid is a true leader of the game, one of the top 8 in the world at this stage. Obviously there's big competition out there with Dwayne Vermeulen and all the great guys out there, CJ Stander, but for me, I'm picking Kieran Reid, and he is my captain for my World 15 Team of the Year. This was a tough one for me because I've got a very soft spot for Conor Murray. I think he's an absolute gem of a player, and I'm probably going to get a bit slaughtered for not picking him. You've got TJ Perenara, who's also had an outstanding game, although he played from the bench majority of the time. You've got Gareth Davies, you've got Will Kinya, you've got Laidlaw, there's so much talent out within the scrum offs out there. But I've gone with Faf de Klerk, the fellow South African, and I literally have deleted rename between Conor Murray and Faf de Klerk. And the reason why I've stuck with Faf is because, again, this man has really shone this year for South Africa. He's been one of the standout players for us. He's helped win games for the Springboks, just like Malcolm Marx, another World Player of the Year nominee. His strength, his quickness, his attitude within the game, his passing ability. Box kicks have been a little bit of an issue, but they've improved, and he's developed from that, and hopefully they'll continue to improve, or they will start to get less if I was coach in charge. But for me, he's really helped South Africa in a time when we were really down and out, and going through a very tough stage in World Rugby. And I think this year has been a good amendment for South Africa. We've improved under Rassie, and we've improved because of the likes of Faf de Klerk, who's taken great leadership from the team, and he's played strong rugby against the best team in the world, like the All Blacks. And I mean, if you can play strong rugby against the All Blacks, you know you have a the talent within you. And for me, it had to be Faf de Klerk. Obviously, Conor Murray has achieved so much this year, probably one of the greatest years for him, both for Munster and for Ireland. And again, this was such a tough decision to make, but November internationals, yes, he's been injured for a while and all that stuff, and because of his injury, he's been prolonged. Obviously, he's come back and he's really doing well, but I had to go with Faf de Klerk as my number 9. 10 is the World Rugby Player of the Year, Mr. Johnny Sexton. Now, before you say, where the hell is Beauden Barrett, just stay tuned, because I've got a few things changing around within the squad. But the reason why I've gone with Johnny is he's just had a tremendous year. World Player of the Year. You would be silly not to have Johnny Sexton within your squad. What he's achieved with Ireland, the force he's been with, the leadership quality he brings to the Irish team, how he's been such an impact player for Ireland. One of the best fly-offs, I think, in Irish rugby. Yes, you got Ronan O'Gara and all those great talents there, but Johnny's control and what he's achieved with Irish rugby has been truly amazing. Not only Ireland, look at Leinster. He's won with Pro 14. He's won with European Champions Cup. He's truly been a gem of the game, and for me, a deserving number 10 in my squad. And he's achieved so much, and for that, he's in my squad as number 10. When we've gone with Ricky Ioane, this guy is one of the best in the world, if I'm not mistaken, the top try scorer of the year. He's just gone from strength to strength. His speed, his movement, his skill is just truly amazing. The man can defend, the man can run, he can truly do absolutely everything on the field. Another nominee for World Rugby Player of the Year, and I mean, he's young and so damn good. He's really, really a gem of a player, and the All Blacks have so many gems, but this is another one to hold on tight to because he is just absolutely outstanding in everything he does, and what an All Black player to have within my squad, and he's a deserved number 11 in my World 15. Oh, some of you may have guessed it, but I had to put him in Owen Farrell. He's really another fantastic player. Not only can he play the ball, take leadership of the ball, do the Farrell tackle, as well as kick a ball, he can really do it all, and he can get away with some amazing tackles as well. I'm only kidding for those who are going to probably slaughter me for that comment, but who cares? Have a sense of humour. He's really an absolutely outstanding player. His impact within the English squad has been immense. He's been there when they were down and out. He's been there at their strength. He's helped develop the English squad into growing into a fantastic team. He was a brilliant member of the team against the All Blacks. He obviously was part of the South African games, part of Australia and all that stuff. Try-saving tackle. And all that jazz, but he really is a fantastic rugby player, and not only can he play fly-off, he can play centre, and I think he's a good choice at centre as well. He controls the game well, he tackles well, he runs well, and all that jazz. Owen Farrell is my number 12. 13, I've gone with the Welshman Jonathan Davies. This man is probably building up to be, if not already, one of the best number 13 centres in the world. He's an absolute outstanding player. He's quick, he's fast, his skillfulness is brilliant. Yes, he was injured this year as well, but he's an outstanding player, and he's achieved a lot for Welsh Rugby, and I'm impressed with what I've seen from the man. And again, Welsh Rugby's on the rise. You've got to look out for them, and for that reason he is in my squad. 14, Jacob Stockdale. I don't want to get too much into this because I've already shared my thoughts of this fantastic player. One of the best wings around. He's so young and got so much ahead of him. Next year's a big year for Ireland as they go on to the World Cup and Six Nations. Stockdale's try against the All Blacks was one of the highlights of the year, one of the greatest tries of the year as well. He's really shone. He's quick, one of the fastest wings in Irish Rugby at this point in time, in my opinion, and he's achieved so much for the squad. I've really got a lot of respect for him, and I think he's done absolutely tremendous work for Irish Rugby, and he's a deserved number 14. This was another tough choice because Ben Smith is one of the best in the world, and a lot have put him as wing number 14, but I felt Stockdale deserved his position, and Ben Smith has played outstanding rugby, do not get me wrong, but I can't have a squad without Beauden Barrett, and you should know why, because of what the man can achieve, what he does, his skillfulness within the game. He's a try-scoring machine. He runs fast, he passes well. He's an all-rounder, which is truly an amazing thing to have within All Blacks rugby. He's played fullback before. He's a fantastic ambassador for New Zealand Rugby. He's won World Rugby Player of the Year. 4 tries against Australia, tries against all nations. That's really been amazing rugby that he's played this year, and for me he's a star and had to be in my squad. Unfortunate for not putting in Ben Smith in my squad. I am gutted, but unfortunately I'm trying to get a mix of everyone, and yeah, that's going to do it for my squad. Take another look. Here is the full team of 2018. Gonna do it for the squad of 2018. What a year it's been. It's been truly amazing. Got some great players from all around the world. You know what the comment section's there for. Let me know your thoughts. Who's your team of the year? Put them in the comment section. I'm curious to see who you guys select. Obviously we will have a difference here and there depending on which country you're from, but for me I think that's quite a fair team, a strong squad that have the ability to really take over the world if they were ever selected to play together. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys, and I think this is the last video of 2018 for me. I'm actually getting, I'm a little emotional as I finish off because it's been one of the best years of my entire life. Doing this for you guys, doing Walking to a Gym, and I've had so much fun, met so many people, interact with so many people around the world on YouTube. So once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for the support. If you're new here and haven't yet subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, give this video a like. I'll see you guys so soon for another video. It's not going to be long. I just need a little holiday break. It's been a busy year, but I can't wait to get back to this because we have so much in store. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. Have a great festive season. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.